Now, let's move on to excerpt 2. The features are dramatic playing, then you have some dexterity passages, and then you finally have cantabile playing at the very end. Develop your ability to change moods immediately. This is more chameleon-like. Measure 1 through 8. Accented half notes should have buoyancy. They shouldn't be heavy. They sound like the mark. A little bit more weight at the beginning and then a taper back. A lot of times I hear people slam into them. And it doesn't really sound very musical. Then you immediately have a flourish of 16th notes. One thing that will help you is if you kick out the first couple of notes a little bit more, so it doesn't sound like a crescendo. Most often I hear so to help alleviate that, lower notes take more energy to sound as loud, so we have to compensate for that by kicking out those bottom 2 or 3 notes. And that helps equalize. Practice these 16th note passages slurred. This not only will help your finger rhythm, but also your air. Also, that little grace note passage or cadence formula at the end. I've heard different people play it a variety of ways. Some people do it as the print says. They re-articulate the B. Others just start on the B, go to C, then play another B. I go back and forth between it. I don't know if that's really what Strauss actually wrote, the reiterated B, or not. I wouldn't quibble either way. Certainly the other way is easier, where you do not reiterate the B. I think it sounds a little smoother, but that's my personal opinion. You can do one either way, but make sure that when you have the short grace notes, you pop them out so it doesn't sound muddy or blurry. So put a little nudge of air on those. On the flourish in measure 7, don't forget to keep that G flat as you come down. A lot of people miss that note. That's a blue note, and it's a common error. He does give you the flat at the beginning of the measure, then he does it an octave later, but for some reason people just omit their reiteration, so be very careful on that. Measure 9 through 26, più lento. This just means a little relaxation to the tempo. So just play it just a little bit slower and relaxed. And it's more of a cantabile melody, so it's a mood change anyway. So just take a little bit of the heat off of it in a nice romantic style. And on measure 13, on the sextuplet, which is really 2 triplets, you can do a little rubato on this. And what rubato really means is you play around within the tempo. The tempo is steady, but within beat 3 and 4, you don't necessarily have to play those notes even. You could do it like that, but if you want to stretch and compress, but make sure that you're on one correctly on measure 14. Adds a little bit of artistry to it. And if you're vying for a principal chair, that's a nice little stylistic concept to do. Nothing wrong with that at all. Just make sure that when you play it, it sounds like it's on purpose rather than accident. You want to make sure not only are you playing well, but you're giving the judges something to go, ah, I like that. This person isn't a horn player. This person is a musician. So give that little extra so you'll be much more ahead. Let's hear this second excerpt played in its entirety.